Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Smails! My dinghy's bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute, the podcast in which we watch and observe and duck so we don't get hit with a golf club from the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I am Tom Taylor, and joining me again is Mike DeMaria.
Hello, hello.
Hello, and also we've got Dan Lewis.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi there.
And we are all here today. Again, we're multicultural, multinational on this show today.
Yeah.
Mike, where are you hailing from?
I am in Batumi, that is Batumi, in the Republic of Georgia.
My God.
I have been away for 2 weeks. I'm very tired.
You sound tired.
I'm very tired, but I'm awake. I'm here.
You going to be okay?
I'm fantastic.
You didn't recatch the Shandong or anything?
No.
While overseas? Okay,
No.
good.
Do I have the wrong? Am I assimilating too many? Am I putting too many cultures together to say that maybe a large man with no shirt could be hitting you with a branch right now to wake you up?
No, that's if I was
Russian?
in Finland, and maybe Russian, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm near the Turkish border, actually, very close to the Turkish border, and I will be in Istanbul. If you want to come see my act, I'll be in Istanbul this evening.
Go ahead, get your plugs in.
Yeah,
I'll be in Georgia School District 97.
I'll be here all the week.
Oh, so you're not in Tbilisi anymore.
No, I started in Tbilisi, spent 3 days in Tbilisi, then got into a car and drove to Kutaisi.
You drive yourself?
No, drove with lovely people, and then spent a day and a half in Kutaisi, and then we drove to Batumi.
Now, when you dropped off the microfiche, did you use the original vase that you got it in, or did you use the mock one that you had the forger make for you?
It's a shaving cream can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I see. I have my missions mixed up.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
a Barbasol. You
Barbasol.
forgot about the Barbasol.
This
All
is why they don't
spies.
send me out in the field anymore, because they always get the things mixed up.
All spies use Barbasol.
Mike, do you have to keep a cyanide capsule somewhere just in case?
It's actually between my molar and my tongue.
Oh yeah, as if you just bite down the right
I bite
way.
down quickly, yes.
I thought maybe you kept it in a different Barbasol can.
No.
That could create some hijinks there.
And I almost ran into some trouble because I actually have a full beard, and traveling with a Barbasol can and a full beard is kind of a red flag.
Yeah.
See, you should have gone with the vase, as I'm telling you.
Yeah, that should be the red flag.
And
Well,
I
What
know
is in this? What is in this container of Summer's Eve douche?
Never you mind.
Nothing.
Secrets, my friend, secrets.
Why you think I smell so rosy?
Well, if you use your internet, you'll notice that Batumi is the Las Vegas of this part of the world.
Oh, really?
There's casinos everywhere, and much to my dissatisfaction, is they are building a Trump Apartments right near me.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the name isn't on there, but it's. They said that's one of his.
Well,
Now, again, we should point out this is pre-election that we are recording this right now.
Couple days.
Just days before the election. Things are getting antsy and anxious.
Is there any? I'm not going to say much, but do you think that's any coincidence that 2 weeks before the election, with Russia meddling in our election, in our system, that I am on a tour of former Soviet countries?
You are exactly where you need to be.
And I arrived back in the United States a day before Election Day.
That's right. Everything is going like clockwork.
you're a pawn in Assange's game.
No, I'm on the other
Putin's.
side, my friend.
Oh,
I work.
you're doing a get out the vote campaign there.
I work.
I heard that she doesn't have much chance of winning Georgia, actually.
Well, let's just do this minute so Mike can come in from the cold.
Yeah,
He's been
let's
out in
do
the
it.
field for a long time.
Yes.
Well, I thought it would
We
be
don't
good
have anything
to set a place and time.
Oh,
We've
absolutely.
done that.
Of course.
Tom doesn't like doing that.
I remain in the San Francisco Bay Area, and Tom is there in Chicago in the
Yes. We had our own
celebratory
drama
mood of
recently.
Chicago.
And let's
Hey,
do
did you guys hear about the Cubs?
Mm.
Yes, and you had a chance to go to a game earlier this year, right?
They apparently won the world.
Blew
You guys will be. I know we're not talking
You
about
don't get a no
Caddyshack. You
call.
guys, I gotta say this.
No
You guys will be
game.
proud of me. You guys will be really proud of me.
Probably not, but go ahead.
I sat down with my son and my wife, and we watched 2 games of the World Series.
Except you didn't watch Game 7.
I did no. I specifically did not watch Game 7 because the 2 games that we watched, the Cubs lost.
Interesting.
And it was just enough for me to say, A, this is too stressful. Why? Fuck everybody for making me care about the goddamn World Series. Now I got to be all stressed out. Then I went through the other side of it where I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know a lot of people in Chicago, and they're all very excited. I live here now. But I also know a lot of people from Cleveland. I have a lot of family from Cleveland. So who, no matter who wins, I'll either be happy and or sad, or probably both. And screw everybody for making me care about this stupid thing. So Game 7 came along. I'm like, I'm just not going to watch. It's not. It'll be too stressful and too tense. I'm going to go to bed and I'll find out what happened the next day, which I did. Turns out they won. Hooray for everybody. Go Cubs.
Hooray for the Douglases.
Yeah.
But my son was intrigued. He was interested in the game. He was learning the names of players and stuff. And
A few
you
years
guys would have
too
been
late,
proud of me.
but
It's
now
never too-
here's another thing, because obviously every school in Chicago got to have a Cubs jersey day the next day. Did your son wear a Chewbacca shirt or a Millennium Falcon shirt? Because I know
a Cubs shirt underneath his Chewbacca outfit.
No, because there is no Cubs shirt in that house. So I know that
That's
I'm sure
actually
Tom
true.
and Jody were frantically on the phone at 1 a.m. trying to borrow a Cubs shirt from one of their friends.
Not on our minds in the least.
Yeah, well, you were in your
Yeah,
in your just happy ignorance. You sent your son
Yeah.
to school where he was held down and punched repeatedly by the thugs.
Right. You think Tom
What are
would
you
have
trying to
learned?
say by
from
wearing
that?
a plain yellow shirt?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Well,
you
hey.
sat at home and said, "Wow, look! I never knew that there was 750,000 bolts on the Millennium Falcon. I thought there was 740,000
I was way off.
bolts. I was off, but look."
I'm going to hear about this at the next beer
Millennium,
trivia, bar trivia thing.
Yeah. I can't wait to tell my son when he comes home. He's all battered and bruised.
Hey, son, pat yourself up. I got to tell you about the bolts in the Millennium Falcon.
Nerve.
Poor kid. Anyway, Caddyshack minute 28.
Yeah,
Listen to this,
Caddyshack
guys.
minute.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying
it's a
to
good.
segue.
It's a
Tell
good
us
minute.
what happens here.
This is the
Tom.
minute. We were left hanging last week or last time where Rodney came up and said, hey, I bet you $1,000 you missed that putt. So this minute begins with Judge Smails saying, nerve, as a crowd forms around him,
Yeah,
and it
slowly.
ends with him offering to pay for a busted umbrella
And a lunch.
and a lunch. Yes, he's making all sorts of reparations.
Yeah.
But we were saying this, or Mike, I think you were saying about Spalding weeks ago when he's like going nuts and like making all those divots and swinging like crazy at the ball. That must be in a way kind of hard to like be that bad at golf, but like in a specific way. And in the similar way, I'm thinking Judge Smails right here missing the putt by like just inches. That must be kind of hard, like almost as hard as making the putt. That I would think requires some skill.
No, I think that would be pretty easy because you're hitting the ball to a hole, and then you just don't hit the ball to a hole.
Well, that's but it's still got to be close. You can't just be like, "Whoa, I totally whiffed it." Like
Yeah,
it's got to,
okay. Okay.
Well,
pretty
people
precise.
do miss putts like that, though. It really does happen.
Yeah.
Well, sure. Do you think maybe he actually tried to make it in and they had to rewrite the movie because he missed?
Oh boy, here we go.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Sorry.
so.
I don't think so either.
No.
Um,
Trying to fill this minute.
I know, really. God. No, there's actually a lot of great stuff in this minute. Lacey loves that he misses the putt. She could
Yeah.
not be more delighted. She's just like snickering and having a great time. But then Bishop Bickering looks at her and she kind of tries to cover it up. She's like, oh, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
sad now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love Rodney. I love his sort of like body language as he waits for the putt.
Yeah.
Gambling man, you can tell. He's laid the wager
Oh,
down,
yeah.
and now he
Yeah.
has to deal with the consequences.
He throws down on everything.
Hmm.
He does.
Spalding, as you notice, is collapsed in the background. He's tired himself out all day, and now he's collapsed. He's almost in a reclining position.
His asthma's killing
almost,
him.
yeah, almost using like a golf bag or a golf cart, sort of a push cart for a pillow.
It must be quite comfy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he wanted to play tennis, and so I
Yeah.
think he got a lot of the workout that you'd get with tennis, with just hacking at the ground the way he was.
Now here's a
I think
question.
it's possible. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My question, yeah, I'm the farthest away, so I get to interject anytime I want.
Dibs.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You in the back.
Yes. Mr. President,
I see a hand.
do you think that's Spaulding, the character that's tired, or the actor is just, you know what, this is bullshit, and I'm tired.
Been here all day.
Yeah, all they're giving me is loud. I'm working for scale or for whatever they call it, and I'm just tired now. And that's him kind of slumped over.
It could be, and as we mentioned before, he doesn't have any kind of acting career after that.
No, and
So it could be that he just didn't have the mettle to do it.
Or maybe he just decided right there, you know what? Fuck this, man. This is the last movie I'm ever being in. I'm not. I'm not answering. My agent can go fuck himself.
I'll maybe be in a cheap TV documentary about the making of Caddyshack in about 25 years, but that's it.
Yeah, that's when I'll cash in.
Yeah.
Maybe Spaulding was written as like sort of more of like a Chuck Schick type, like all well to put together and an excellent tennis player, and then he just the actor is like, fuck this, I don't care.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know this, but then when he was asking about the hot dog and the hamburger and the potato chips, that was all. The camera was rolling. Nobody knew that they were breaking, and they caught all that.
Yeah. There was no craft services that day, and he was famished.
Maybe he's
and Ted Knight just had enough of it and said, "You'll have nothing and like it."
Yeah, be a professional. You're on a film set.
And maybe that's just him deciding I'm going back to school to be an accountant.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We'll never know without a little bit of research.
I'm too tired for that.
Yeah.
Of course. Do we think I watched this a bunch of times over and over and over again, trying to tell if Ted Knight actually throws the golf club or not? Because it seems like if he did, he would be doing it right at those people. And I know he's like doing it high, but it seems like it would be a really dangerous thing to actually throw the club, but I can't tell if he does or not.
It's risky though. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
No, it's just
Delegate from
you're
Georgia.
right that it's very risky. He appears to throw it. He does appear to throw it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean on the set, it's...
Yeah.
They said don't actually throw it at the people because you may hurt one of the actors.
But I can't tell that he doesn't do it.
Right.
So it's crazy.
It really appears to me that he throws it. I'm kind of going frame by frame right now. No, he definitely throws it.
I can just say that I can definitely see that he doesn't have it. I can't see that he does have it after throwing it, but but I can't see it like sailing off or anything like that. But I think he does. I think he throws it.
Yeah, I think it does sail off just toward the upper. But he's throwing it at okay, I can see it now.
Oh, really?
I don't know what resolution you've got here, but I can see he definitely throws it. And but it goes at an angle. It's way up. He makes sure, it's almost like they just made sure that he got it way clear of the people.
Yeah.
Because they knew they could cut and have it flying through the air, a la The Bone in 2001, when the sort of transitional ape character throws the bone up, and then you get the 2 million year forward jump cut to the spaceship. I think that. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
You know what they were trying to do there with that cut since you brought it up?
The bone?
You know what the bone symbolizes?
The bone in 2001, you mean?
And then the quick cut to the ship. Do you know what
it symbolizes?
The bone was the first, because there was he beats the other ape with the bone and then throws it. That's the first weapon. It goes up in the air, and then it cuts to that ship is a warship. So it's a nuclear warship, and it jumps from the first weapon to the most advanced weapon.
To the last weapon.
Thank you very much.
First, I love Mike's exhausted film analysis.
Yeah.
Second, that has always pissed me off when people. I mean, I think that is true. I think that is the intention of that scene. But how is anybody in the audience supposed to know what the significance of that ship? Oh my gosh, that's a nuclear thing's loaded with nuclear warheads.
I know it's as dumb as can be, but I just wanted to throw it in there because I heard it somewhere.
I'm not saying that you're dumb. I'm saying that the movie sucks. 2001 is bullshit. No, I love it, but
that whole movie, the whole beginning sequence of that movie is stuff like that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Story going on that we're supposed to know if we read the book. Then you would know.
Exactly. If you read the book, it's not even mysterious.
Right. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I didn't read the book. I'll admit it. I love the movie. I did not read the book. The book was written for the movie, though.
They're kind of done at the same time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie is an adaptation of a book that was written so that they could adapt it into a movie.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like the chicken and the egg coming at the same time.
Yeah, right. Next time someone asks you, be like, I got you. Is at the same time. Chicken came at the same time as the egg, and Kubrick was involved.
Even the existence of the book and the movie are just mind fucks of each other.
How do you think this movie would be different, Caddyshack, if Kubrick had like Spartacus, they'd given him the reins like after a couple of weeks?
This golf club would sail into the sky and then land in Happy Gilmore.
Well, he would have played chess with everybody off set and made him crazy.
That's right.
Shelley Duvall.
And only he couldn't beat Ted Knight. Ted Knight was too good at chess, so he got him every time.
He'd be responsible for Sarah Holcomb going south. Oh, that's terrible.
Instead of Shelley Duvall's, yeah.
Yeah,
Descent into madness.
that's right.
Yeah, please don't make light of Sarah Holcomb's struggles. I don't think you should.
I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. I love her so much, and I want her to
She's
be okay.
great.
I've decided that she's okay. They say that she's living under an assumed name or whatever and just trying to live a quiet life. I'm just going to decide that she got healthy and said, screw it. I'm not going back to that Hollywood business. I'm just going to, settle down,
Tom,
read a
just
book.
We respect your decision, Blair
Thank you.
Blolcom, or whatever name you're going by.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Tom, just break down and buy your kid the Cub jersey. At least a t-shirt or a hat.
You know what? I'll let him come to, if he says, hey, Dad, lots of kids at school have Cub jerseys. I'd love a Cub jersey. They'll go, of course, son. Let's go.
Round them. You have to round them out yourself. That's your job. You get them at a store. You get them online. You can, at this point, you can probably get them at Walgreens. You can get them anywhere now.
I will say tonight,
there's going to be someone selling Cubs gear right outside your door.
Tonight he made me watch Return of the Jedi, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should watch more sports with him. Maybe that'd be good.
Or something else. Not even sports, just something else.
Yeah.
Tom, can I ask you how he made you watch? Okay, listen. Can I ask you how old is he, Tom?
He's 9 years old. He's 9. But Friday night, traditionally, he gets to pick a movie that he watches.
So you walk in with a rifle and said, "We're watching it again tonight, Dad."
Right.
Hey, son, put the rifle
I don't want to. If he says like, "Hey, let's watch The Phantom Menace," and I'm like, "Son, I love you, but I'm just going to leave the room. I'll be in another part of the house if you're going to watch Phantom Menace."
If you're a good father of a 9-year-old, you sit there and you take it. You watch Phantom Menace.
Hey, I've done it. I've done it before. I've done it dozens of times. I'll probably do it again someday.
Good grief.
But come on, I put my time in.
All right, let me tell you a lot of parallels here, Mike. Let me just say something. All-time great team, this Cubs team. Really one of the best teams in decades, certainly. And one of the other best teams in decades was the 84 Tigers. Now, Mike and I don't know about Mike, but I was also 9 years old when the Tigers had a very similar season.
I think I was 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah. You were 10 or 11. I was 9, same as your son, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the same season. And I thought, oh, man, this is the greatest thing in the whole world. And I became a huge fan. I was already a fan, but I knew for sure I'd be a Tigers fan my whole life. And it's since then been just none of it was worth it. It's been a complete and utter disaster in every single way. And I wish I'd never gotten involved in it. So maybe you're doing the right thing. If I had just gotten involved in Empire Strikes Back the way other people get involved in, I don't know, some useful things, right? I would just, every time I watch it, it would still be good.
Yeah, but the thing is that's different. The parallel is reversed because his son is coming in right as things are getting incredible for that team.
That's what I thought too, Mike.
No, but then what I'm saying is they've come to the end of their curse. It's literary.
Mm.
Yeah, but why would I want to set him up or encourage him to get involved in something where
hysterical here,
his happiness is going to hinge on the actions of a group of men he doesn't even know?
Tom, we understand.
What?
Let's just be real.
I'm trying.
He's not going to get that into it, regardless, because you've force fed him with that Jedi and that Star Wars and that Star Trek. You just shoved it down his throat. He may be mildly interested in something else, but let's be realistic. He's never going to become enthralled with anything else.
The damage is done clearly because he chooses to watch Empire Strikes Back on every Friday night. the damage is clearly done. He's got fucking
Empire Strikes
Stockholm
Back is
syndrome or
love.
something.
Yeah. You and me, son, we're the
Yeah, let's-
same.
You're just a small me.
Yeah, and that's the way I'm going to keep it. Don't try to grow, son.
One of these days, he's going to say on Friday night, he's going to ask for a real movie, and then you're going to be in trouble. He's going to start
Depends on what the real
straying into
movie is.
real movie territory.
You
Dad,
watch
I want
Dog
to
Day
watch.
Afternoon, Dad?
Yeah. Can we watch? Yeah. And Justice for All, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch Network? Okay.
Well, okay. All right, either
indeed,
way.
he might want to watch Caddyshack.
Hey,
God
that's
bless him.
probably his age when I saw it the first time.
Well, you were mentioning you saw boobs the first time when you watched Airplane.
I did.
You were sitting with your dad, and he laughed, and it was okay, and you laughed. And
holy
how
shit,
old
I
were
was
you
I
then?
was 9 years old. I was 9 years old when I saw Airplane.
Oh boy, so now it's time. Show him
So
Airplane.
what do I do? Oh my gosh.
That's how you break that seal. You show the Airplane. He doesn't know it's coming. You don't think about it's coming because the movie's full of other kinds of jokes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Nobody knows it's coming.
That's
Going down at that point.
That's crazy because I remember loving Airplane when I was a kid, but I keep thinking, oh, I can't show Sam Airplane. He's not going to care. He's not going to think it's funny.
Oh, the jokes are hilarious, though. He'll love it.
I guess they kind of are, right? They're like not based on anything really. They're not like.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of
I guess,
references to like
like-
airport movies and stuff, but still.
Yeah, sniffing glue and it's something that's not going to make sense.
Yeah, like anything doesn't make sense. It just goes over your head and you chuckle because the guy made a funny face or something.
Yeah, absolutely. We all start watching movies before we can really comprehend them. Some of us don't even know that it was the first weapon and the last weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's why we have Mike here.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of weapons,
Yeah.
They don't send
Terrible
anybody.
segue 'cause
They don't send anybody out to this part of the world to do some spying unless they have a little brain in their noggin.
they send Kubrickian cinephiles. Yeah.
Not a spy, by the way.
Of course not. Of course, Mike
That's
is
what
not
all
a spy.
spies say.
Yeah. Why would anyone say you were a spy, Mike?
Yeah, nobody-
That's
Plus, I just
ridiculous.
realized that I'm on open Wi-Fi here in a former Soviet block, so I better
Right.
start flying right. Oh, here's a little bit of trivia. Can I just drop this?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I'm in. I'm not going to say which hotel, but I'm in a hotel.
Could you
That-
say the coordinates?
No,
Okay.
that was supposed to be the original spot. This hotel for what became the Yalta Conference.
Oh, really?
So they were supposed to meet here. Stalin, Churchill, and our good president was supposed to meet here. Instead, they shifted it to Yalta at the last minute. So this hotel was spruced up and gotten ready for the division of Europe.
Wow.
And they moved it at the last minute. Not the last minute, but it would have been the Batumi conference. But this hotel was but this hotel was the spot where they were supposed to meet.
So we
You're
could look that
almost
up
in a
pretty
historic
easily,
place.
Mike. You might as well just tell us.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but by then I'll be gone. I'll be out of the hotel. By the time this airs, I will
Well, that's when they rush into the hotel room and he's not there, and
got
the curtains are just swaying a little.
because I get out because I jumped out the window 5 months before.
Leave a pair of shoes under the curtain so it looks like you're standing behind there.
He parkoured.
that.
He parkoured out of there when they tried to catch up to him.
Parkoured out 3 weeks earlier.
You imagine Mike trying to parkour with his back.
With that beard, forget it.
We will
There's no
find
way.
him.
You could with that lumbar region. There's no way you can parkour. I could barely parkour into the bathtub.
It's like Jackie Cooper and the Little Rascals just going, oh, just kind of rubbing his backside.
We will find him.
Where did it go?
They recorded that show 5 months ago.
Suckers.
Did it
Trump
20
is president and man is gun.
Hey, don't. Let's not even joke about
That's
that.
not funny.
All right. I'm
kinda
sorry I joked about it.
All right, so the golf club goes airborne.
Yes. Okay. My new favorite part of this movie.
Yeah,
My new favorite part of this movie.
mine too.
I think you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Drew Scott, who I still want to call Gatsby, by the way. Drew Scott, the actual Drew Scott with the blue shirt and the pants, behind Rodney in the distance. You see him just, I don't give a shit, and he flings his club just after Smails does, just hucks it across the
It's
field.
great.
And that leads us to believe, is he upset that he missed the putt? Or is he just saying, did you see what he did? He just threw his club like this.
Oh, I totally think it's the latter. I think he's just like, hey, Judge Smails is going nuts and throwing shit. Let's throw shit.
I think he's going, wee.
I get to throw my club too.
Yeah, this is great.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I almost called him Gatsby again. I love Drew Scott.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Drew Scott is there on the left.
He is, and he's
hilariously
having a ball
laughing.
too. Yeah, he's like doubled over.
Yeah, he's laughing about the whole thing. It's hard for me. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple of viewings for me to start thinking about him as Drew Scott.
Yeah. And there is a theme in this movie that runs that crowds gather.
Yeah. Against Judge Smails most of the time, so far anyway.
Yep.
Or when they're about to fight the caddy fight, people just start, and when the bet was made, everybody starts creeping up to the area. It's almost like a zombie movie.
Everyone's looking for a hero.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something going on.
You smell tension.
The crowd gathers for caddy day at the pool.
Right.
The crowd always gathers for a bet. They gather for everything.
Yeah.
Good point, Mike.
Mm-hmm. I'm making lots of good points. You guys should try doing this at 7 a.m. It might do the minute at 7 a.m.
When you get back to the States, we'll do this at 3 in the morning. It'll be awesome.
I guess we won't.
There's a scratch in the film. The entire part of the umbrella scene that we get in this minute, there's a scratch down the side of the left side of the film.
Where is this?
You're talking about on the actual film.
Yeah, almost all the way to the left. It's kind of like a brown.
Yep, I see
scratch going straight down there. Yeah.
But is that on every? Now I'm going to ask I think an ignorant question here. Is that going to be on? It depends on what print it comes off of, right? It may not be on every print, right?
I mean, I don't know anything either, but I'm assuming that all like VHS and DVDs and everything are all made from the same. I'm just going to make shit up. They're all made from the same negative, and then like the same print. There's like a master print or something. Boy, are we going to get letters. Yeah. And so I would think that any copy. I mean, you and I both see it, so. But it also seems as if they could probably fix that. I would think that's probably something that they could like digitally smudge out or something.
Yeah.
That'll be the HD 7 million, whatever the next version of video is that everybody has to have.
Right.
They'll fix it in that one.
I wonder if I was trying to find like any other cut of that scene, like on YouTube or something.
Oh yeah.
Him missing the putt is very popular, but there's not a lot of him just negotiating with the man whose wife has got clobbered on the head with his club, you know?
And by the way, why is he negotiating? I still don't understand Judge Smails' position at Bushwood, because it seems like he's the king of the castle most of the time. He's like ordering people to have their cars towed and stuff like that and bossing people around. And he's got a parking space there and everything. But now he's sort of like apologizing and groveling and like, he seems in trouble. Like the guy with the blue blazer comes up, what's going on here? And he's like in trouble with that guy. I get that he did something wrong, but it's instead of being like, he doesn't seem at all in this scene like he's got any kind of clout at the club.
Right. Like the guy in the left who's in the suit, who's negotiating with the man in the Panama Jack hat, is like, he's sort of seems like an authority figure, almost a security guy.
Right.
But it could be that Smails is just a member, but that his father, as we know from later, his father helped form the club with Ty Webb's father.
Yeah. And I know there are other details later on in the movie that confuse me even more, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if it's like he feels like he's at liberty to order around Sandy McFiddish since he's a member and since he sees everybody as his sort of like working for him, but that when it comes down to it, he has no real clout in the club. I don't know.
I mean, when you start busting property and hitting people in the head with golf clubs, I guess you need to be a little,
deferential,
apologetic
certainly,
and deferential. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the guy in the blazer came over and said, we got him. We finally got him.
No, we can finally kick this freak out of here.
And then when he apologized, he's like, God damn it.
I can't stay mad at Ted Knight. You can just stay and pay for this stuff.
Fabulous acting by Ted Knight. Again, I mean, I don't have to keep saying it, but
No, you do.
he always
It is
amazes me. He does a thing here which I really like, which I noticed that Alec Baldwin does it a lot, where it's like for dramatic effect, he'll say something and then start the next sentence, the first word of the next sentence, and then sort of pause.
Mm-hmm.
So he does this thing where he said, Danny Noonan confesses fraudulently that it's his fault that he should have put more stickum on the things, and he says, kids, what are you gonna do? Look, I'm very sorry. Right? Okay, he starts the next sentence. You know what I mean? And and always in 30 Rock or something where I can't even think of one obviously particularly, but Alec Baldwin will say, please leave my office, and Lemon, I really don't like that new perfume of yours.
Wow, that does, yeah, I can hear that.
I love that. I love that trick.
That's his ass.
I wonder if Alec Baldwin loves this movie and loves Judge Smails and loves Ted Knight.
I'm going to go ahead and say he does, and if he's got a problem with that, he can write a letter or just let us know, or perhaps write a New York Times op-ed about it if you'd like.
God damn that Caddyshack minute! They called me out as a Ted Knight lover.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll work for me. That woman got hit in the head with a flying golf club, by the way, right? And did that table shatter? Is that table completely busted?
No, the umbrella's busted.
The umbrella's busted, but it looks like there's like either just water or busted glass all over the floor.
Yeah, I think it's glass.
I think all those tables are glass over wrought iron or whatever.
I love it. It's one of those scenes where it's like it's almost got a vaudevillian, or that's not the right word, but there's a slapstick quality to so he throws a club into some place you can't see, and then you see that place and there's this impossible level of disaster.
It's like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
It's like a club made out of flubber was thrown into the room,
right?
And it just started knocking everything and going crazy.
The sound guy starts hitting every Hanna-Barbera sound effect button all at once.
It's kind of like
Auga.
It's kind of like if you took a bomber pilot from World War II who's dropping bombs over London or Berlin from 30,000 feet, and then you bring him down to the ground and say, "Look what the fuck you just did."
Right.
That's what it looks like. His golf club was flung in just an insane amount of meters. Obviously, it could have been on the other side of the club, and then you bring him, and it just caused like this catastrophic mess. And it's like bringing the bomber pilot over. Says, "This is what you don't see from 30,000 feet. You threw this club over here, and you almost killed my wife. You broke the umbrella. You broke the glass. God knows how many waiters are traumatized."
Right.
Yeah.
You know how many umbrellas were broken in Dresden? It's unbelievable.
Really. Yeah, the bomber pilot's like, I'll pay for your lunch, and I'll pay for the school and the town hall and the Senator Square and
that 800-year-old building.
Yeah, that museum and your family.
Yeah. You send me the bill for the Picassos.
Yeah.
Right.
That I destroyed.
I should have put more stickum on my bomb button.
Right. On the fat man and the little boy. Whatever it is.
Dr. Beeper is useless and pervy. That's my note here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, I have notes. I wrote them down.
That's fine. I don't care anymore.
Dr. Beeper is useless and pervy.
He's like, as this shot opens, he's like got his head like up against the woman's, chest. Like I don't know what listening to her heart has to do with like her getting bashed in the head with a golf club.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, and then after that, he's like not doing anything. He's just like kind of like holding her wrist, like he's taking her pulse. Right. But he's clearly just like, I don't really have much to do in this scene. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait until, my cue to stand her up or something.
Yeah, I don't know. He's sort of just there. They said just sit there and look like you're doing stuff that is sort of medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time, be more careful.
Mrs. Bellows is somewhere right now with a tube snake down her throat. Yeah. Still.
That's right. And he's going to go in and listen to her heart for a couple of minutes and then bill her a couple $100.
Maybe they should have done the trick there, or not the trick, what they did in airplane, where when they said Mrs. Bellows, they should have cut to her laying on the operating table, knocked out.
Yeah.
And then it's like the taxi that drives them to the airport in the beginning.
Yeah, with the meter running,
and they keep cutting back to it throughout the movie, and then you go.
I want to watch Airplane right now.
And then, 40 minutes later into this movie, you just cut back to Mrs. Bellows sitting there fast asleep with this tube in her
looks at her
throat.
watch. Yeah. She can barely look at her watch because there's a tube down her throat. She doesn't want to move her head that much.
Right. Every once in a while, you cut back to a smoke porterhouse, and he's just still carving into that shoe.
Sculpture out of all the busted shoes.
There's a pile of shoes that have
just-
been cut in half.
And you just hear her vitals beep, beep. We're all gonna get laid.
At the very end, Rodney says, "Hey, we're all gonna get laid," and then you just go beep.
Yeah. You hear that?
That was the director's cut. It didn't have that kind of feel-good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't think I've ever been golfing, really. Like, I think I went golfing twice in my life. I just wanted to add that. You know, there's a lot of talk about golf here. I don't golf.
I don't either.
And I have to agree that it's, I have to agree with Al Chervik that it is kind of a waste of prime real estate.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of is. I mean, I've done like maybe twice, and I was only interested in the golf carts. Golf carts were fun to drive
Those are
around in.
fun.
Before.
Yeah, those will never get old. I'm definitely pro golf cart.
Yeah.
I think we should all have them. We should all be driving around in them.
Yeah.
And it should just
They're a
take
waste
longer to
of-
get everywhere.
They're a waste
Yeah.
of prime real estate, but also resources. Think about all the water and all the fertilizer and all the time that goes into making that
God,
stay
yeah.
green.
They
And
got
cut it
golf.
perfectly.
They got golf courses in California, for Christ's sakes,
Yeah, how dare
where
they?
Is
it
that scene
never
in,
rains.
Right.
Falling
The
Down. That
AstroTurf.
movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah.
The guy has a heart attack while he's yelling at him on the golf course. You're gonna die in that stupid hat.
You and me.
I tell you, it's a crazy hat.
No, I've never been golf. I've never actually played a round of golf or a hole of golf, but would go to the driving range.
That is fun.
When I played, Dan will know this. When I played baseball, when I was in high school and my first year in college, my pitching coach knew that I was a little excitable, and I was, I had a stress problem. So he would say, you know what, let's go to the driving range. We could just learn to hit the ball and learn control and learn relaxation. And I would just go there and I would take baseball swings at it. And I just would get frustrated. I'm like, yeah, this is not working. Nah, I can see what I'll give you an A for effort because I understand what you're trying to do, but this is not working.
Cheaper than therapy. It was worth a try.
It's worth a try, and I commend you for that. Yeah.
Thank you, my fellow human, for caring about another human.
But I'm a lost cause, and this will not work. I'm angrier now than I would have been. If you
This
did not
is
take me to
frustrating me
fucking
further.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny that like if somebody wanted to ease your frustration, they introduce you to golf.
Yeah,
most
try this
frustrating
exacting,
sport in the
precise thing.
Yeah.
It's going to take
Right.
you years to get any good at.
Yeah.
You start 400 yards away, and then there's one hole on the planet Earth you have to get it into. That's slightly larger than a ball.
Right. And there's people behind you wanting to play through you.
Right, that's
You
the
have to keep-
stressful thing.
You have to keep moving, and I don't like people behind me to begin with.
I don't like anyone where I feel like I'm in their way.
Right.
That's stressful enough at mini golf.
yeah.
You know, like you got
exactly.
like your family or
Exactly.
something, or even like a couple of you, and they're all piling up behind you.
While we're
Right,
young.
you just can't get
give me
it
a
through the windmill.
Yeah. What you want to yell at the people? There's a windmill here. What do you want me to do?
You know what? You just
$1,000 you can't get into the clown's mouth.
I agree.
you just touched on something very important. It's the most frustrating thing because when you begin, you have people behind you that want to get past you, and you
Yeah.
want to get past the people in front of you. Yet you have to be calm, and you
Yeah.
have to be calculated because you only get one shot at hitting it in that direction because you're
Right.
scored on it.
Right. Unless you're playing
Yeah.
winter rules, then it's different.
Yeah, winter rules.
But you know
cheat
what's
all over the
interesting?
place.
They always say people you always get these complaints, and also this is one of the things that I'm going to complain about this complaint. But I really don't like when people are constantly complaining at airports. I mean, we all understand that it sucks. We all know
Yeah.
the bagel is too expensive. We get
Right.
it. Don't complain about it. It doesn't do
Yeah.
any good to go. Can you
Right.
believe it? $5 for a bagel? Yeah, kinda. We're at an airport after all.
Yeah, I've been in an airport before, dummy.
Yeah,
So have
right.
you.
Can you believe it? When are they going to figure
Yeah.
out how this boarding thing works? And you're just like, I don't know. I'm just going to wait, and then we'll be on the plane, and it'll be fine. Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Chances
point
are the
is,
seat that I paid for will be there.
one of the common complaints is, why don't they board the plane in a certain way to make it easier? And I know that there's some sort of complicated answers for this, but it makes you wonder, for golf, they should just go by your golf handicap, and they should order it throughout the day like that. So all the worst golfers go later, and they order it so that no one's ever having to play through anybody who's not as good as them.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
they could do, if somebody comes, depending on where people are on the rest of the course, you can say, oh, this person who's just starting now, he'll start on hole 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he gets to 18, he'll go to what, so he's not like
You're right.
stuck. Not everyone is stuck behind everybody else. You can stagger everybody.
Your idea is a little better than mine, Tom, but it's the
Oh, is
same
it?
concept.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hey, look at me.
same idea.
Doesn't happen that often.
Right.
Mark the time and the date.
Can you believe
Tom had a
it?
good
We got to
idea.
wait for people to play through. Can you believe it? $5 for a bagel.
I didn't know other people were going to want to do the same thing I wanted to do.
Right.
This is madness.
You know what's
Yeah.
the worst on a plane is when people put their overhead baggage in the overhead, and there's one there's one side that's deeper. So you put the the one is shallow, and the standard overhead bag doesn't fit in that.
Yeah.
So you have to put it on the other side where it's a little bit deeper, and they'll put it in there and they'll jam it in there and they'll try to close it, and they'll get frustrated and they'll just say, "Fuck it, I'm just going to sit down."
Yeah.
and you're sitting there saying, "Asshole, we are not
Right.
going to be able to leave until that is rectified." So you're
I'll
going
wait for a professional to come
you're
along.
going to sit in your chair and put your headphones on and wait for a stewardess who has 50,000 other things to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Wrestle with your bag.
Is this your bag, jackass?
It's not. Yeah, it's
Well,
mine.
I can't hear you. Got my headphones on.
Yeah, it's mine. Mm-hmm.
Once you put your bag up there, you have 1 minute to get it secured. And if you can't,
Yeah.
get checked. That's the rule on
Yeah.
my airline.
Yeah.
No complaining about the food.
Yeah. Get out.
Yeah.
People are the
Can you
worst.
believe it? Yeah.
People
a lot
are
of times.
horrible.
I don't like the people, the flying with the flip flops and all the rest of it. Just, I don't know.
No.
And that's more of a personal thing. I get that maybe not everybody has that, but whenever I see people in their pajamas and their flip flops, I just think, what's going on here? What have we become?
How did you get out of your house?
Put on some clothes and put some socks on, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's personal, though. I don't want to see their crusty little pinky-toed talon
Ugh.
as I try to drink my 2 bottles that I'm allowed of J&B.
They buy ginger ale.
Can you
Yeah.
believe it's $9? Oh, that's where they get you.
Yes,
Oh.
I can.
Oh, yeah, we're in a tin can flying at 500 miles an hour.
That's why I brought my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just going to have a glass of water.
Yeah.
Who
See, in my
cares?
bag here, I brought a Coke.
Yeah. I always get Coke on an airplane. I always get that's like one of the only times I ever have Coke
Oh, you
anymore.
do?
is
I
on-
do the theater. That's big for me. I love the Coke in the theater. Yeah. Love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I often get a Sprite in the theater if I get a drink. I don't know why.
That is weird.
You know what I love in the movie theaters? You know what I love? I love to get popcorn and Twizzlers and eat the Twizzlers first. And then when you eat the popcorn, it tastes like Frankenberry cereal.
Oh, God.
It's really good.
You are perpetually a child. It's unbelievable
all
to me.
figured
I do like the
I
mix.
can't help it if I
That's
enjoy life.
A weird mix that is a very nice pairing, in my opinion, is the cold junior mints and popcorn.
Oh, really?
A very weird mix that sounds like it would not work, but that
You
popcorn
literally mix
flavor
them,
really
like, put them in the-
pops, you know?
You put them in with each other? or you
No,
just sort of eat
I
them
don't do a
together?
mix up, but it's just a little like have a couple of mints,
Yeah.
take a
Yeah.
minute, have some Coke,
It has notes.
and then have some popcorn.
I'd
That
fall
way
right
that
asleep.
He still has the notes of mint on his palate.
Right, I like
pretty
to have
nice.
that. Right.
I am going to try that.
Do they still make Frankenberry?
They do, and actually, I'm surprised. I like last year, I got some for my son for Halloween. I didn't have any because I don't enjoy things. No, yeah, but they do. They still have Count Chocula and things, and all the monster ones.
Is there
They
a
usually-
mummy cereal?
Yeah, Yummy Mummy, which I don't think I've ever had.
Oh,
I think he's a little newer. He
I've
was
never
like
heard of
came
that
out
one.
like the 90s or something.
yummy.
Count
Mama.
Chocula. You got the Count Chocula. You got the. Is there a Wolfman cereal? Just
Yeah,
a bowl of
fruit.
wet hair.
Bunch of denuded bones.
Yummy.
No, yeah, there's Fruit Brute,
Yummy Mummy.
which I don't think I've had either.
How do you know these brands?
I don't know. And there's Boo Berry, which went away for a long
You
time. And now
vacation
that
in
it's-
Battle Creek or something?
Yeah, I just travel to different test markets around the country whenever the cool stuff's coming out. McDonald's pizza. I'll see you in St. Louis.
Unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had the. Again, I mentioned this before. We didn't get name brands of things, so I didn't have the Count
Your box
Chocula.
said scary cereal.
Right. I got the shredded wheats.
You got the
Forgotten
soda.
about the party. Yeah. But yeah. I did once in a while though. I was at a friend's house or for some special occasion. I get a little bit of like Fruity Pebbles or some of those, and it really did. I don't know if it's the branding, but boy, did that taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
It was like your taste of capitalism.
Fruity Pebbles is really good. Yeah, it tastes like hope and freedom in America.
Yeah. Tastes like hope.
Tastes like everything is finally okay.
To piggyback on what you said, what you're saying right now is I've been to 2 former communist Soviet countries, Bulgaria and Georgia. When I was in Bulgaria, I don't think we debriefed on this. I was there before a couple of years ago, but didn't have as much time as I had to go around with the people. And everybody, all the people from work that were there, were the same thing. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants to even allow me to buy something in their store.
What are you talking about?
I went to a wine shop and wanted to buy a bottle of wine. I was tapping the wine, and the woman's going, no, niet. And I said, what? And I said, no, here's the money. And she walked in the back. She wouldn't sell it.
No, wait, you're saying that the people who you were there with, they were experiencing the same thing?
We went out to a dinner. We went to a Bulgarian restaurant that was completely empty. They came up and they said, do you have a reservation? We said, no. They said, you can't eat here. I said,
party for nobody.
Yeah. So then, and we went to 3 restaurants that way, and the same thing happened. And then there was a guy playing an accordion on the street, and I said, this is kind of cool. I gave him what I thought was a lot of money, actually, because I was getting rid of the money on my last day.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture of him, and he turns his back. He goes, no.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
What do you to what do you attribute this?
So and so everybody was like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
My friend twisted her ankle and was in a wheelchair on the last day. We go up to the hotel and we said, can we have some ice? And she points to the bar. She goes, go get it yourself.
What?
And then we had
just for lovers.
Daylight savings time started that we were there, and one of my colleagues was completely freaked out because she had to leave for the airport at 3, and 4 o'clock is when you turn your clocks back. So she's trying to ask the person at the front desk, and the woman would give her no answer. She was like, You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And she goes, but when do I do it? She goes, I suggest you go sleep now.
What?
So
it's like you're in trouble.
No. And then the last day they had a cultural night, and I didn't go because I had enough at this point. So I was just going to pack. And my friends were like, now we understand, because they did this whole, it was like a theatrical dance on the history of the country. And it was being saved from communism, but then the economy collapsing, being westernized is bad. They were saying they were even singing money is bad. So they are all pining again for the days of communism.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And they see Americans as, you know what? You destroyed us. Go away.
Wow.
I come here, and it's the exact opposite. You know, Georgia has been invaded by Russia as in 2008. You know, so they are all. It's very arty. It's very Western. You know, they want to be free, and they're nice to me here. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Wow.
I'm sorry to bring the minute to a screeching halt, but I had to debrief.
No, that's actually really interesting.
I tried to buy. I had money in my hand. Here, I want to buy this bottle of wine. No, yet, and they'd walk away.
And then, how are you treated in Chicago?
Oh, I'm fine.
No,
where you live?
No,
I see you coming. Yet, a defect.
By the way, Mike, I recently had a wine from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of Georgian wines from there's a wine bar here that kind of specializes in sort of different natural wines and wines from sort of different sort of up and coming wine regions and things. And I love the name of this wine. The name of this wine is I am Didimi from Dimi, and this is my Krakuna.
What the hell's going on?
That's the
Is it
name of the
tasty?
wine. It's
don't
really,
understand.
really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They've
It's
been
really,
making
really good stuff.
this is this region or this part of the world is they've been making wine the longest in human history here.
Wow, really?
No, this
Really?
is where the wine. This is where they have the farthest back record of winemaking here.
That's hysterical.
Yeah,
I
that's
have 4
yeah,
bottles
wow.
of wine that I'm bringing back, and 1 bottle of Checha, which is the Georgian grappa.
Oh,
Wow.
great.
That's right.
You're
My
not bringing me
goodness.
back one souvenir, are you?
Oh no, I don't even see you anymore. It's been years
That's
since
true.
I've laid eyes upon you.
That's an
I'll be at
excellent.
his house. I'll be at his house for a shot of Checha way before you will.
Yeah, and you live just down the
Probably.
street,
Yeah.
and yet we
Yeah.
we have to get on this Zencaster to talk.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could yell out the window to
All right,
each
let's
other.
put this.
almost.
Okay, we'll say
Put
it
it
to
to
our
bed.
listeners. Yeah, we will
It's been
meet.
a lot of yammering about nothing.
Yeah, we will put it on our schedule to meet, Tom.
Yes, I actually like you very much, and it'd be good to see you.
Hey,
And it has been a long time.
you guys do a meeting and let's get a report on that
Yeah,
later
Yeah.
on. Let us know how it goes.
We will.
One day I'll get a trip
I
to
still wanna.
I'll get a trip to Chicago and you guys that'll be enjoyable.
You already did once, and we didn't see you.
That's,
You were here.
Yeah,
Nobody saw you.
yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
It's busy. Life's
We
busy,
know how
man.
this goes.
Busy.
I still want Mike and I to take a
Trip to
Mike and
Bushwick.
me. I still want Mike and me to take a trip to
No,
where is
Mike
it?
and me. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I want
Winnetka.
Yeah. You
Mike
got it
and
right.
me.
It's Winnetka,
I want
isn't it?
Mike and Tom, who I am, to go to where is it?
Winnetka.
Winnetka. Yeah.
The Rolling
to the
Hills or what it's called. The
the sort of inspiration. The Brian Doyle Murray worked there country club.
right.
We should do that sometime. We got a lot of big plans. We're very grandiose in our minds.
Yeah, well, a little on-site recording.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
like a
great.
mobile mic.
Here we
Yeah.
are. The wind. Well, the middle. We probably shouldn't have done this in December, but all right.
It's cold and dry out here.
Yeah.
A lot of horse shit today. Let me tell you.
There's a lot of horse shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a horse shit minute.
Is there
Even
anything?
though the minute's really
we
good.
talked all about the minute. There's really nothing else to say. Loses the bet.
Yeah.
Throws the club. Rodney's got the great sweat stain down the front.
Oh, it's fantastic.
A little bit of an. You could see Wang standing in the background, just watching the whole thing go down.
Yeah, this is like a all cast on set day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
They pull
there.
Everybody in the scene, yeah.
I like this movie.
Call time at yeah, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Remember back when we were like stuck on the just golfing with Ty Webb and Danny? That was a long time ago.
That was.
That was a
tough.
torturous minute.
Oh, we had to find other things to
An
talk
hour in the
about.
thick of it. Hey, I'm just going to tease this for next time, and then we're going to wrap this goddamn thing up. I do have a new hipster joke that I'm actually really proud of.
Oh, but you teased
Yeah.
it last time, though, Tom.
Did I? I don't,
did.
I don't think I teased
Hold
it
on a
on the
second.
air,
You
did I?
did tease it.
Can you hold on a
I
second?
think I teased it off.
There's some weird
off
music coming
mic
from
as
the
we
hallway.
did the podcast.
Let's
From
hear
our
it.
hotel. Let me see.
Hey, what are you doing?
He says there's some weird music happening in the hallway in his hotel room. Let's hear it.
Mike DeMaria on the scene.
If it's the theme from Peter Gunn, Mike, you got to jump out the window.
That's the signal.
Listen.
That's the prearranged signal.
Which-
I hear nothing.
I hear it. That's like a piano.
Do you really? Oh, okay.
We'll just
hear,
add
like,
some piano in
intermittent
post.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, listen to it.
Is that Billy Joel?
Okay. All right. She loves it. So- I mean, that's right outside my door.
Mm.
What is it? Somebody just is that a recording? Is somebody playing something?
Yeah, that's
What's
right.
going on?
It's just, she's saying, I love you this way.
Oh, it's in English.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like some smooth jazz.
Oh,
Wow, this is,
finally, you're getting some love on this trip.
yeah. Nice
Congratulations.
brisk day. Laundry drying
Beautiful.
on clotheslines outside.
oh, I
The
like
smell
that.
of
I
westernization.
enjoy that.
Yeah. 20 kilometers to the Turkish border. Ah. All right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes. I have a note.
All All right, you guys.
All right. Oh,
Here in the United States, it's getting late, and I want to go beddy buys.
Yeah, thanks for nutting. It's late.
Thanks for not.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of
early.
weird. Yeah, Mike.
I'm ready for breakfast.
Have a
take
good
a shower.
day.
Yes.
The
Start my
next time we
travels.
talk, wait. Okay, yeah.
No, go
The
ahead.
next time we talk, we'll have a new president,
Yeah, let's
Jesus Christ.
just not.
or
Right.
maybe
Hurts in my
we'll
throat.
talk before that.
I hate that I hate the time travel aspect of this. That right now, everybody listening to this
Yeah,
is like, oh, you dummies.
yeah. Don't you know?
That's all
Yeah.
undecided.
You're worried about nothing. Everything's fine.
Let's
I hope you're right.
let's do a Tuesday night. Let's do it. Let's do one like a live during the returns coming in.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
that's a good
Oh,
idea.
crap.
Yeah.
Oof. I
God
don't
in
know
heaven.
about that. I don't know if I want to be, because everybody here, everybody's
Okay.
real concerned about, the way things are going in the United States, and they're asking me about Trump, and so I said, I go, we have a joke going around the United States. I assure everybody, don't worry about it. He's not my guy. Don't worry, But then we say we have a joke in the United States saying, we're going to either elect our first female president or our last president, and they get a kick out of it. And then when the laughing's over, I said, but you don't understand. It'll be everybody's last president, because if we elect this guy, you're not
Right.
going to be around either.
Get your female presidents in now, people,
Because
because that's it.
our
Yeah.
last president means your last president, my friends. Another round
Right.
of Checha, please. Thank you. As it gets by.
We like to
As it
ruin
gets
it
This
for
guy's gonna
everybody.
break every umbrella in the world.
Yeah, and he's not going to buy our lunch.
He's
Yeah.
a Judge Smails character that somehow made it to the presidency.
Yeah, then push a button and make it go
Yeah.
bye-bye.
He felt he owed it to us.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Well, on that hopeful note.
And I'm
Sign
headed,
Hey,
off.
who knows if we're even allowed to air this by the time this is supposed to air? All right,
I'm
listen.
headed for the Turkish border.
Don't do the listen
Yeah.
thing. We love you. Listen. We love you. All that stuff.
Oh
Just
my God,
do
I
it.
said
Just,
the word listen.
but just
You know what I
do
was
it.
going to say next? This has been minute 28. Thank you for listening. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.